Hey guys, and I'm here with your February update for the Sarracenia farm. This month is the auction, so if you have any divisions you need to make, if you have any last minute preparations to prep, whether it be plants or books or seeds or whatever you want to donate to the auction, prep them now because the auction's coming up. It's starting February 14th. Now, this year's auction is going to be a little bit different than last year. Last year's auction spanned 3 weeks. This year's going to be 2 weeks, and it's pushed back a little bit farther because last year it was started almost the beginning of February, and this year it's the last 2 weeks of February. Also, it's 2 weeks for a reason. The first week I wanted all the donated items to be put up during the first week. So after the 20th, 21st, no more new items are going to be put up. And so what that means is that you can only bid on the items that are there. This gives everybody a good idea on what to bid on and how much they want to spend on everything. Because if it wasn't this system, let's say you could just put up an item whenever or before the last day of the auction, something could potentially be put up that's whether it be valuable or desirable. Maybe people don't really have the money to bid on it because they bid on something else that was put up before. So that's why this rule is in place. Also, the Nature Conservancy has a very nice, very big website that we will not be using for the auction. This is very, very important. If you are the highest bidder at the end of an auction for whatever item, you can either mail a check or call the director, Nature Conservancy of Alabama. I put her phone number up in the rules section. And the reason for that is that we want to ensure that the funds go to the Splinter Hill Preserve. We want to make sure that the funds go to conserve Sarracenia. That's the first reason. The second reason is it's very hard because they are a worldwide organization to monitor where donations come from the Alabama office if you donate through the website. So what this means is that on the website there's no way you can say, hey, this is for item X on the Sarracenia farm auctions. There's no way you can do that. And all the money that you donate through the website goes to the worldwide office and then gets distributed to the smaller offices, whether it be Alabama or wherever. Even if you say you want specifically to go to Alabama, it'll be allocated after it goes to the worldwide office. So it's hard for the people of the Alabama Nature Conservancy to know where that money's coming from. So just to avoid any confusion, just to make sure all the funds go to the right place, I have the phone number of Charlotte Rand, and she's the person who's our point person there at the Nature Conservancy of Alabama. So there you go. That's how the donations will be coming in. She and I will have this Excel file we're sharing, and she'll just mark it as paid, and then I'll let the person know, the item's been paid for, it can be shipped. So what kind of items can you put up? Plants, seeds, books. If you have t-shirts that have carnivorous plants on it, or any carnivorous plant companion plants, it doesn't have to be carnivorous plants. It could be bog orchids, bog sedges, or anything like that. Interesting sphagnum types, red, brown, and green sphagnum, or whatever the case may be. You could put all that up for auction. I would seriously encourage everybody to check their plants, especially if the plants are dormant, to see if a division can be made before putting it up on the form for donation. Make sure that the plants are okay. Make sure that there's no, bugs or anything else, that are infecting the plant, so that we could offer up really good items, and just make sure that everything's fine in that regard. So in terms of the bidding, they will be done incrementally. So it depends on how much the item is going for. The bid increments change. So at the lower amount, it's $1. Then it rises to $2. Then it's $5. And so just make sure that you're bidding with at least the bid increment amount and above. Memes. Last year, the memes on the forum for the auction were hilarious. And yes, memes do count as bids. Let's say Jason Voorhees comes and slashes the last bid and says, oh, I now bid this much, and that's an okay bid. You can bid that way. It doesn't have to just be written out, 65, or, what I mean. So, yeah, as for the memes, have fun with it. If you want to prepare them now, go ahead. I mean, I have a few ideas in my head, but yeah, have fun with it. That's totally okay. Memes are totally allowed and actually encouraged, because I would love to see what you guys come up with. That was one of the funnest parts of the Sarracenia Forum auction, was seeing everybody's sense of humor. I'm going to go around and collect the addresses of the people who are donating, because whatever amount of money gets donated from the item you put up, that's tax deductible for you. So with that address, I'm going to be communicating with Charlotte Rand, and she's going to be mailing out tax forms that say, hey, you donated this amount and that's a tax deductible amount. So benefits, you know. So yeah, I'm going to be coordinating with Charlotte Rand about that. But don't be surprised if in the first week you post a few items, then I send you a message and I'm like, hey, you posted these items, you know, however much they bring in is, you know, tax deductible amount. May I have your address so that we can mail you the correct forms after the auction, when after the money comes in, you know, just making sure. So that's that, and I think that's all the information I have for the auction. You know, don't bid for anything you can't pay for. Please communicate, the lister and the person who has the highest bid. Please communicate to see when the best time to ship is. I know a lot of people don't mind getting Sarracenia, you know, bare root dormant rhizomes. I actually prefer by Sarracenia this time of year because they're all dormant rhizomes, and you could get them for really, really inexpensively. Actually, I think Sarracenia Northwest has a Leucophylla sale, a Leucophylla sale. So if you want Sarracenia Leucophylla, they have a really good sale on dormant rhizomes if you go over there. But yeah, I know California Carnivores has their rhizome sale early in the season, and a few other places have rhizome sales. So yeah, if you are shipping that way, that's usually okay, but please communicate with each other to find out when the best time to ship, especially for things like tropical sundews. You don't want them to get too cold, or things like nepenthes. You probably want to ship a bit later, towards the end of March, early April, when the temperature's more conducive to that type of thing. Or, you know, just for any reason, you know, even if it's something silly like, oh, I'm not going to be home next week, I'm going on vacation. Please communicate with each other on that. But if you guys have any other questions on the forum auction, please post them down in this thread because I want to help answer them and clear up any confusion you guys might have about that. In my collection, I have a lot of other things going on. I have a lot of Pinguicula that are in flower. I have a lot of Utricularia that are in flower. And so if you guys just follow on Instagram, I will be posting those. So yeah, pictures are coming up soon. I know here, the only Sarracenia I have looking good are the ones I keep in the tanks at home. It gets pretty cold here at night, but they're already waking up with the longer day lengths. For next month in March, we are going to actually be voting very early in March on the designs for the t-shirt. And so for the first week of March, we're going to be collecting designs and seeing, you know, which ones get submitted, and then the second week we're going to be voting on them and which organization we're going to donate to. The third week we're going to be voting, now that we have the design, what colors they are. The price is probably going to remain the same. As for the colors, we're not just going to go with one color this year. The 4 top chosen colors are going to be chosen to be sold, and so we have something we've never done before. The past few years, the t-shirts only came in one color, and this year they're going to come in a variety of colors because I've gotten messages, you know, from people from last year saying I would have bought a t-shirt if it was a different color. That's cool, that's fine. And so we're going to be looking at the 4 most popular colors so that people can buy shirts in their choice. And that's cool and new. And because of that, March is just around the corner. I know February just started, but you know, on top of the forum auction, prep your designs now. Get started on them. Get your ideas flowing, because a lot of times if you don't, you know, work on things, you know, when they come up, they never happen. And so I would love to see, you know, a lot of different cool designs. Whoever's design gets chosen, also remember that we are going to be working on Sarracenia forum window decals. And so if there's, the window decals basically work, it's like a vinyl decal that you can put on the window of a car, or any glass window in your dorm room, window if you have a glass tank like mine's, any type of glass surface, or, you know, surface like glass, like a metallic surface, you can use the window decals for that. So whatever the design is for the Sarracenia forum t-shirt, that same design is going to be used to make the decals a bit later in the year, maybe in April. Wait, no, April we're going to have the sales for the t-shirts, so maybe in May. As everybody's plants wake up, please post in the monthly plant pick section. I want to see, you know, the early season, how how strong your plants come back from their dormancy. I know some of my plants take a bit longer than others. But yeah, I'd love to see, because I'm here in the north, and I really love to see, you know, the people in California, people in Florida, your plants, how they're doing, how they're coming up. So yeah, that's about it for this month, and thank you for watching. And if you have any questions about the auction, the t-shirt sales, or the window decals, or anything else I spoke about or forgot to mention, please post them down wherever you see this video. Thanks a lot. Ciao, guys.